Meta, M-E-T-A, and what a meta mistake it is.
Yeah.
And last time, Pete, that they did something like this, it's not that the earnings were terrible. That's not really what the issue is. The last time they spent this much money, Pete, CapEx spending, Meta and Amazon, whenever they do that, they tend to go down. And then when they pull it back, they tend to bounce. Today, it traded as low as 421 after closing about 394 or so last night. And that was pretty ugly. It's traded 56 million shares to the downside. And there probably aren't a lot of people willing to jump in on this first leg down. What do you think, Pete?
No, I think you're right. I think so far people are just kind of hands off on Meta because of what's going on here. But to your point, were the earnings good? Yes, the earnings were good. The revenue was good. They beat all the expectations that were out there. So that's a very positive thing. On the negative side, people are just concerned about all of the spend that's going towards AI. You know, the initiatives that they've got. They're building so many different things, John, including their own custom chips. So they are going deep into this. And that was part of the rationale, even going back in time as they changed the name. It was no longer just about Facebook. It's about far more than that. So I look at what the guidance is, and that's where there's a bit of an issue because we're talking about lower revenue than expected. And that you and I talk about this all the time. When you give your earnings and your revenue, and that's great, that's just one piece of the puzzle. The other piece, of course, is, well, what are you going to do for me next, though? What's the next quarter look like? And because of the fact that it looks like there's going to be a lot of spend, revenue maybe comes down a bit. That's why people are concerned. That's why they turned and burned and they started selling. And that selling pressure has been very strong all day without much of a bounce at all. But there certainly is a boatload of volume going into this one, John. And I would say you want to talk about one name that's the leader on this pull to the downside outside of the 10-year. I'd put one stock right up there, and I'd say it's Meta.
Yep, I think it is Meta.